My mother's boyfriend went nuts when I turned down the weird birthday gift he gave me. Now he's on the run because my mother wants him behind bars. My mom started dating a new guy, like, 6-ish months ago, and I honestly never really liked him. I don't know how to explain it other than he just gives me weird vibes. I've been trying to be nice though because my mom likes him, and I want her to be happy. He's been trying to make an effort with me, I think. He'll send me texts throughout the day and pictures. He tells me I'm smart and stuff too, which is nice, but I don't know. I'm just kind of uncomfortable with it. My mom says he's just being nice, but I don't know. Anyway, my birthday was a couple of days ago, and he got me a really expensive necklace. He also gave me a ticket to a show that I've been wanting to go see, and he said he has the other one and that we should go together. I just felt like it was too much, and I told him that I was really grateful, but that I couldn't accept them. He got really mad, and he said that he already spent the money so I should just take it and go with him, but I really didn't want to. It ended with him yelling at me and me basically running away to my bedroom. My family thinks I was too mean and that he's just trying to bond with me. It's definitely a thing for him. He'll bring me back gifts from their dates all the time too. He says he doesn't want me to feel left out. My mom thinks it's sweet, and sometimes she'll joke that he likes me more than her, but I don't see that. Anyway, I have spent some time alone with him. One weekend, my mom had to go away for an emergency, and she left me at home and had him check up on me. I don't think anything particularly weird or creepy happened, though I ended up sleeping through most of it, which was a little weird because I don't normally nap. I just remember him coming over making lunch for me and then getting really tired. I thought it was kinda weird because I fell asleep on the couch instead of actually going to bed, but I figured it had just been a long week. I remember that I had a headache when I woke up. I also felt super tired and, like, I couldn't wake up. I think my neck felt stiff. I more was focused on the fact that my back and chest hurt. I also remember having a bruise on my hip that I didn't remember getting. Update 2. My mom's boyfriend was trying to groom me. Apparently, for as much as my family said I was overreacting by turning down his gift, my mom didn't like that he yelled at me. Apparently, while she was pushing him for answers about why he got me something so expensive in the first place, he said something she thought was suspicious. It turns out he only started dating her because my mom had a picture of her, my older sister, and me on her dating profile, and he wanted to get to me, which is creepy. She said she's taking that picture off her profile now, but also she's not going to go on dates for a while, which I definitely feel bad about. I can't help but feel like it's my fault. Update 3. I told my mom. It was tough. I want to say I was brave about it, but I cried a lot and was scared. I could barely actually say it out loud. She agreed that what happened the weekend he was checking in on me was weird. She took me to the ER right after I told her even though it's really not an emergency. I don't really understand everything that the doctors did, so please forgive me if I say anything wrong. They made me do a blood test, a urine test, and they took some of my hair because they said that some drugs can be detectable for a few weeks after. The urine test came back already, and it was confusing because at first, they said it was PCP, but then they said that they did another test, and apparently, there are traces of ketamine, so I don't really know if that means I tested positive for both or if it was only ketamine. I mean, I've never taken either of those things, so he definitely drugged me though skeptical. They said he probably gave me something else too, because how I described it didn't seem like ketamine, but I don't really know what that means. Anyway, I guess we're waiting to see if anything else comes back. They also did a pelvic exam and some ultrasound things. I don't remember what they called it. They said there was trauma, so I was either raped or assaulted in some way. I am or was, I guess, a virgin, so there's no debate there. I also don't exactly know how they can tell, but, obviously, it's their job. So skeptical, I don't feel any way about it. But the social worker they brought in said, I'm probably in shock. I told them I had gotten my period afterwards with bad cramps, but they told me that it was probably not actually my period and just me bleeding from it. But, yeah, that's where we're at. I'm still in the hospital currently. I don't really know why, but I am. I'm at least staying till tomorrow, apparently. They wanted me to meet with a psychologist, and they were talking about starting me on some medication. The police have been contacted, but my mom isn't telling me much. I had to answer so many questions earlier. Update 4. I was discharged from the hospital and am currently heading home. My mom had my uncle check the house for cameras this morning like suggested. Thankfully, he didn't find anything. For all the questions people keep asking, no. I hadn't been taught much about child predators before this. I was taught stranger danger and to not let an adult touch my privates, and that's it. Maybe I'm an idiot for not learning more before. I mean, how dare I assume I was safe, right? I can't change it now, though, and I know more now than I ever wish I had to. I don't know why my mom posted a picture of all of us on a dating app. Yes, all of us realize now it was dumb. I don't know why he outright admitted it. As I've said, I wasn't there for the conversation. and I just know what my mom told me about it. For those of you who were getting annoyed about the urine drug test thing, I did ask my doctor this morning about it because I was curious too. He said they have had people test positive for ketamine in urine up to 14 days after taking it. The weekend I keep talking about was the 26th, 27th, which was 9/10 days ago, so apparently plausible. He also said the PCP was a false positive. The only positive I currently have is ketamine. The therapist was nice. I have an outpatient appointment scheduled with a different one in a week. The nurses and doctors were really nice. Apparently, they did an STI panel with the blood they took, but they're still waiting on the results. Update 5. I'm in a bit better of a place now. I think I finally come to terms with what happened for the most part, anyway. So last we left off, I had just left the hospital after finding out my mom's ex had drugged and SA'd me when he'd watched me over the weekend. I'm also going to give some warning that this is probably going to be pretty TMI because, I haven't wanted to talk with people Earl about this for those of you who are worried about STDs. Apparently, he gave me chlamydia. The doctors told me it was a thing that not everyone has apparent symptoms apparently, so it's not weird. I didn't know. This is super weird because I always assumed STDs hurt badly. But, anyway, I got antibiotics, so everything should be good. I also had my first ever appointment with an OB/GYN, which was weird. She did say there shouldn't be any permanent issues from this, which was a concern of the hospital doctor because of how severe the damage seemed like a week out. As for the people who talked about him, maybe trying to approach me at school, my mom alerted the school about him. He hasn't shown up at my school or anything, but sometimes I swear I see his car. My therapist said that I should be aware, but that it's more than likely not him and that it's my anxiety. The police were involved for a while, but they said that without DNA evidence, they couldn't technically prove it was him. I don't know how true that is, but my mom said some very mean words about them. So I'm assuming it was not a great conversation. So I guess we just have to move forward on our own. My mom is no longer on any dating apps. It's gotten more and more obvious to me how guilty she feels, but I think she's slowly starting to act more normal with me and my sister again. She also got a gun and has been working on her aim at the shooting range. It's kind of crazy because she's always hated guns, but when I asked, she just cursed out the police. I don't know how to take that, so I'm just rolling with it. I'm sure Thanksgiving is going to be weird because everyone knows what happened now. But worst case scenario, I'm going to hide from everyone in my bedroom since we're hosting. I'm kind of worried about someone commenting on it, especially since maybe some of you guessed it because of how little I knew about intimacy and predators and stuff, but a lot of my family is super religious. I'm just worried they'll comment about me being impure. I hope not, though. But, yeah, that's where I'm at. Things are mostly normal again. Just a bit more therapy, anxiety, and knowledge about intimacy and intimate predators. I started painting again yesterday, though, so maybe I'm getting back to being me.